If you like saving money, time, and energy, like using technology to help you solve problems, or are just looking for a gift for a family member or friend that's a recent homeowner, here's my list of top smart home tech tools for 2023. Number one, the smart thermostat. And my favorite is the Nest thermostat. They have a few different models, doesn't matter. Essentially, you're making a decision on whether you want it to have the learning feature, where it gathers information about how you use the thermostat manually and then creates its own schedule. I don't really care about that as long as it's programmable and I can control it from my phone. Bing, bang, boom, we're done. And smart thermostats are about as ubiquitous as smartphones these days. So if you don't have one of these, you probably should, because everybody else does. Next on the list, home security cameras. And Ring makes my favorite security camera for exterior. I have a couple of their like floodlight security cameras that are great. And it accomplishes two things. One, you can keep an eye on the property and it records video and loads it up to your smartphone when you're away. And that's great. Two, when the kids are in the backyard, somebody punches somebody else, they come running in. Everybody has a different story. It helps to adjudicate who's right, who's wrong, and how to discipline accordingly. So also can be used for that purpose. Hope you like that one. Number three, the Chamberlain MyQ garage door opener. And they have a bunch of different models for all different types of garage setups. But the point is, there is an app that you can use on your phone to open and close the garage and get alerts and reminders if you left the garage open after you've vacated the house. And that one comes in handy from time to time because about once a quarter, I end up leaving the house and getting a notification 15 minutes later that I left the garage wide open. So I like this one as well. Not much more expensive than just a normal garage door opener. So a very good value for the money that you spend on it from my perspective. Okay, number four, the Leviton light switch. And Leviton makes a plethora of different smart home electrical products, but this is the one that I've used and I like it. So you just switch it out with your normal like toggle light switch in your home, and then you have the ability to set timers for the light that it controls. You can turn it off and on from your phone, all fun stuff. And again, when the kid in the bonus room leaves the light on and you don't discover that until you're ready to go to bed at 11 p.m. and you don't want to walk up the stairs, you can pull up the app on your phone and turn the light off. Or if you like having exterior lights on at your house and you don't want to have to constantly remember to switch them on, switch them off, switch them on, switch them off, you just set a timer. Come on at dusk, turn off at 11 p.m. And that solves the problem. Number five, the Google Mesh Wi-Fi system. So essentially you have your Wi-Fi router from whoever the provider is, and this sits on top of your router to extend the range of the Wi-Fi in your house, which is very helpful. Additionally, you can use the Google Home app to then control any particular device. So if you don't want the kids watching cartoons at 6 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday, you can have a schedule set so that it doesn't allow the Wi-Fi to reach the TV or the iPad or whatever the case may be for that particular device. So I've found that to be helpful. And also the signal is like, we've probably got a 300 foot from end to end coverage from this Wi-Fi system from just one router that sits in the corner of our house somewhere. So have liked this one a lot. And also, again, being able to control particular devices from an app on your phone is helpful. Okay, last but not least, the Rachio sprinkler controller. And I'm a big fan of this one. Sadly, I do not have it in my house at the moment. I have a Rainbird sprinkler controller that's not quite as intuitive as the Rachio was. We moved somewhat recently, and in the new house, the landscape contractor put in a different sprinkler controller, and I just didn't have the energy to switch it out. but this is the one that if you're gonna go out and get a sprinkler controller, I would suggest getting. It checks the weather for you and therefore can change the watering plan or the watering schedule based on weather, like events, like, humidity, lack of humidity, sunlight, lack of sunlight, etc., etc. And it does it in a very smart way. The new sprinkler controller that I have is a smart sprinkler controller, but doesn't do any of these things. So this is the one that if I'm going to spend the money on a smart sprinkler controller, I would pick. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions about any of the recommendations, I've had experience and used all of these, so feel free to reach out. Or if you have any real estate questions, that's probably where I'm actually more helpful. So 904-405-1995 or Jeff@pursuitrealestate.com. Take care.